Good morning. My name is Mark Jamieson. I'm one of the public information officers at Seattle Police Department. Thank you very much for the invitation to come in and talk about what our department is doing in the regards to social media. Specifically, I'd like to talk to you today about our blotter. So, and the blotter, I should just mention, can be found at spdblotter.seattle.gov. So basically, the blotter was started in September of 2008 as a way to provide the public an opportunity to see the types of incidents that the department deals with on a daily basis. Posts include anything from significant incidents such as arrests, large investigations, community outreach, good news stories, official statements, what have you. This was an attempt by the department to be open and transparent. So, in a sense, it has kind of become our own news station. The SPD Blotter is the most popular and most widely used of all the city blogs. Another benefit of the blotter has been a consistent message as far as public information goes. And we found that the blotter, before what we used to do in the media relations office is, we would send out the traditional press release. And the blotter is now it's a living document, so we can update it as we need. As information changes, we can do the update as it warrants. And in addition to being a living document, it's also a historical document. So people, the media, and the public can go back into the archives. They can pull up an incident that, say, happened a year ago, 2 years ago, and see what we said at that time. We've found that oftentimes the media will take our blotter posts and just post them verbatim as a story. So it's been pretty powerful. Gets over 500,000 page views a month, and most of the stories that are posted here drive the media coverage, as I've mentioned. So just a little background. So prior to the existence of the blotter, the media would go out to the precincts, they would pull up the redacted reports, and then if something piqued their interest, they would contact our office to get maybe further information, maybe do an interview on something like that. So now, with the existence of the blotter, we can be a lot more proactive. We can push out a lot more stories to the media and to the public. So the process is fairly simple. Typically, what will happen is a supervisor will send our office just a summary of an event. It may be a large event that we were called to as PIOs. We were called out to the scene, so maybe we handled some of the interviews out there. Or it may have been something that occurred in the middle of the night that no one except for the officers investigating it are aware of. But if it's something, like I said, that is interesting or significant or something, then we'll take that information, we'll edit it, we'll vet it, and then we'll put it out on the blotter, and then it's out there for the world to see. So there's a single source of information that's going out, and that's coming from the public information officers. So we have found, our experience has been, the more information we receive, the more robust the blotter tends to be. So on a typical weekend, we can post anywhere from 4 to 8 separate posts, and that could result in 4 to 8 individual media stories. So, like I said, it's impossible to post every incident that the police department investigates. That would be impossible. We just try and do a kind of a smattering, an interesting cross-section of the type of work that the department does on a daily basis. And our primary mission is to highlight the good work that the officers and the detectives are doing every day. Again, there's, being the police department, sometimes there is controversy, and we have to address that as well. So once we post something on the blotter, then what we'll do is we'll go on our Twitter account, we'll send out a tweet, Basically, how we use Twitter is we say something happened, it's on the blotter, go to the blotter. We're trying to get a little more proactive with the use of Twitter, but I would say 90% of the time it just drives people right back to the blotter. So I guess when we first started the blotter back in the fall of 2008, our concern was we had a little bit of apprehension that this was going to be a lot more work for our office. And we were pleasantly surprised to find that it's actually been, the opposite has actually been true. And so it is a little more work at the front end, but it pays huge dividends over the long run. Because you put out the information once, it's consistent. If people call and they've missed the story or something, instead of 3 different people trying to relay the information, we can just refer them back to the blotter. And like I said, if information changes or if there's an update, say we're looking for someone and then a day later we make an arrest or something, we can update that. And so it's, again, it's been a great tool. I think that if you ask the media in the greater Seattle area, they will agree that it's been a great addition. It doesn't replace the traditional role of public information officers. We're still giving interviews, we're still answering questions. It's just an additional tool. It's an enhancement to what we have been doing. And I think the public will find that as well. And lately, in the last couple of years, the proliferation of the neighborhood blogs. Every neighborhood in Seattle has its own unique neighborhood blog, and those folks have found the blotter to be invaluable. So they just cut and paste. So that's our blotter. Any questions? Yes, sir.
Known for secrecy and keeping things close. So how's that been received and being received today?
How is the blotter being received by the officers?
Yeah, on Twitter, that whole aspect of social media.
Yeah, actually, most of the officers are embracing it. They realize that, and in fact, we have a whole generation of new officers that are coming on that this is old hat. So they sort of expect it. And we have found that it's a great way in pushing out the information in a much more timely manner, and the public and the media benefits from that. So yeah. All right, thank you very much.